Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. I'm going to be talking about the Sun, Sextile, or Trine Chiron in Synastry. Now, first off, the basic fundamental character, which is the Sun, can be, and how the Chiron person helps and heals others, can be compatible, you could say, can be in harmony. Now, the Sun person can easily focus on the Chiron person suffering. If the Chiron person has their Chiron in Scorpio, as an example, it could be, some psychological issues. It could be matters connected with support, whether it's moral, emotional, or monetary support. It might be with shared resources. It could be issues of a sexual nature in some cases. And having, the basic character, the Sun, can easily help those, help out, or, be more willing to help, on average compared to other people. Now, another thing about the Synastry aspect is that the Chiron person, they're, they can actually help. They may be able to help the Sun person get what he or she wants in their life. Because the Sun is about our basic wants. The Sun is also connected with life. And if the Sun person has their Sun in Aquarius, it could be matters with goals, aspirations, friendships, doing things, having their future, doing things, that are innovative, humanitarian endeavors. As some examples of the Sun person has their Sun in Capricorn, it could be career ambitions or gaining, some greater social status and stature in life. As some examples. Another thing too is that the Sun and Chiron person may easily be able to collaborate on creating things to help and heal others. Let's say, if one of these people, either Chiron person has their Chiron in Aquarius, or the Sun person has their Sun in Aquarius, it might be, something, like we have those global, those environmental computers. I know that's already been invented, but I'm just using that as an example. It could be tech labs, for help, people in inner city schools. As some other examples, people that are less fortunate. Another thing too is that when you have the Synastry aspect, this could be also another way it could manifest. It could be where the Chiron person, okay, they have that ability. It could be an ability to heal and heal others, and but the Sun person can give Chiron, the direction on their own suffering and emotional, wounds they may be going through. Some cases it could be physical suffering that the Chiron person is enduring, and the Sun person can, the Chiron person is having difficulty in actually finding ways, even in some cases, where to alleviate the physical pain. The Sun person may be able to be like that guide and be able to direct the Chiron individual in terms of the healing process. Most physical related issues can be, you could get that advice from a doctor and get certain healing, but sometimes, there's some cases where, you have like irrevocable, damage, physically, like what I have, like with my nerve damage in my arms, as I've mentioned in other videos. Some of you may already know that. And there's certain things that even, the doctors, might not be able to help. But the, Chiron, there could be, something where the Sun person is still able to help in ways that even, a physician may not be able to help. So, the thing about this Synastry aspect as well is that, you can have, it could be, maybe, this could be, they could be there for each other, these people, the Sun and the Chiron person, during trials and tribulations, and in spite of, whatever may have transpired in the past. If there's been past difficulties, with these people, such as whether it's acrimonious disputes or whatever it may be. These people may be able to still endure a connection regardless. But the thing about this is you have, you know, another thing about this aspect is this: that the Sun person may be able to inspire the Chiron individual to conquer things associated with depleted self-worth or self-esteem. If Chiron person has their Chiron, in Gemini as an example, it could be where the Chiron person feels that they, on a cerebral level, on an intellectual level, processing, assimilating information, that they just don't feel up to par with others. It doesn't mean that they necessarily have diminished intellectual ability, but what it could be is that their perception can be such where they don't feel as smart as many other people, and as an example. And also too, the Sun person can often have that vitality to help that Chiron person, whether it's physical, emotional wounds, dealing with that deepest wound. Let's say if the Chiron person has their Chiron in the zodiac sign Cancer and or the fourth house, that deepest wound might be family related. It could be not having that home life that they truly want, and not having stability in their home, or maybe getting or expressing unconditional love, and a difficulty in doing that is some examples. A person might feel ostracized by home and family members. And the thing about this is, as I've stated in my earlier natal chart placement videos, is that you never isolate any single, astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, or what have you, to make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on that alone, because the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. And it applies with synastry aspects as well. One aspect does not make or break a connection between person A and person B, and this aspect is certainly no exception. And most instances, at least, you're going to have a plethora of aspects between person A and person B. Now, this aspect is auspicious as far as healing goes, from the Chiron individual more to the Sun person. But at the same time, you got to look at other aspects as well, because they could modify this. Now, let's say you have two people in synastry that have they have the Sun sextile or trine Chiron. Now, let's say those same two people. Let's say you have the Sun person has their Sun square or opposite Pluto in synastry. The Sun person has their Sun square or opposite the Chiron person's Pluto. Well, the thing about this is, the Pluto person, it could be some destructive behavior or even vengeful behavior, might have an adverse effect on the Sun person's life. It might be, where, you'd see a little bit less of the healing energy. Because of that, there could be vengeance that might be directed at the Sun person. It could be manipulative behavior, trying to control the Sun person's life. And that Chiron person, may not, be so much in terms of the healing as otherwise indicated. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.